Hello and welcome back to Ben and Danielle Reviews. Today I'm going to be talking about the month of November. November was a busy month where we got lots of games played. I want to talk about them. I played about 45, 50 different games in November, and I'm excited to talk about some of them. Not all of them were brand new, of course. There were a lot of returning favorites that finally got back to the table. Some of my favorite games got played in November, but I did get to play a bunch of new games, and I wanted to talk about some of those games today. So, I don't have all of them in front of me. There's a couple of them that I don't own, but I wanted to talk about them nonetheless. I also have a stack here of ones that I do own. So the first game I'm going to talk about is going to be Takenoko. So Takenoko, I'm going to put on the screen somewhere. Be a picture of Takenoko somewhere. Takenoko is a game in which you are going to be harvesting bamboo. You're going to be placing tiles on the board. You're going to be moving the farmer piece. There's a little tiny farmer piece and there's a little tiny panda piece. They always have to move in a straight line, and wherever it lands, the panda eats the bamboo there, and the farmer plants more bamboo if that tile is irrigated. And you are going to be getting these goal cards, which you want to collect certain types of bamboo. You want to have certain bamboo grown, or you want to have tiles irrigated in a certain arrangement to get points. You get points in those 3 different ways, and you play until someone has accomplished a certain number of goals based on, I think, the player count. It's a fun little game and cute components. Takenoko. Another one I played for the first time was one that I've had on my list of games that I've wanted for the longest time, but it's out of print, and I couldn't justify buying it, considering the fact that it's quite expensive for a secondhand copy. But one of my gamers, Andrew, owned a copy, so I was excited to try it. That game is Shadows over Camelot. It is a semi-co-op game in which you are working together to accomplish different goals. You're getting cards and playing cards to accomplish different goals, whether that be to find the Holy Grail, or get Excalibur, or fight off different types of armies. But there may be a hidden traitor amongst them who is trying to sabotage the mission. I wanted really badly to be the betrayer in this game, but I just didn't get that opportunity. But I really enjoyed the game nonetheless. It ended up being Andrew that was the betrayer, but I enjoyed the game very much. I would buy a copy of it now that I played it, but the rest of my group didn't seem to enjoy it as much as I did, aside from Andrew, of course, who owned the game. But Shadows over Camelot, one I definitely want to play some more of in the future. Next one, I picked up Valbara. It's a card game by Studio H, who I think Hachette owns or distributes the games in America. Valbara is a game in which you have your own personal deck of cards. Everyone has the same deck, and they're just playing cards from their hand to get different effects and to capture these like land cards, I guess you call them, and the land cards score certain points based on what other lands you have in front of yourself. But the higher the number you play, the better the effect is. But you're going to be later in choosing the card that you want, so you have to be careful. Do you want to have a weaker effect, play a weaker card, and get first dibs on your land, or do you want to play a higher card and get the better card effect? So a fun little game. I compare it to like Libertalia in the sense of like everyone has the same amount of the same cards in their deck, but they are how they play them will determine who gets first picking order for things. Valbara, a great game. I enjoy it. Definitely recommend it. It's a fun, easy card game that plays in about half an hour. The other one I picked it up for a Black Friday deal, and that was Monstrosity. Monstrosity is a party game in which you have your own personal pad to draw on, and one player is going to play as the person giving out the clues. So they will look at a card that has a sort of monster on it. So you can see there's different types of monsters. You draw a card that has a monster on it, and you are going to be trying to draw that monster as best as you can in like the 20 or so second time period you're allotted. And then you have to try and describe it based on that drawing of yours for 20 seconds. You don't show that drawing to other players, but you describe it to other players, and they are allowed to ask you questions, and you answer them based on your knowledge of that character. They get a couple minutes to draw it, and then you reveal the rest of the drawings from the other players, and then whoever has the best drawing of that monster is considered the winner and gets the point for that. And then you play until everyone has gotten a chance to be the clue giver. A Monstrosity, a fun little party drawing game. Not sure how long it'll stay in the collection, but it's definitely one I'm going to give a couple more tries to and see how I feel after a couple more tries. First playthrough was fun, but I didn't think it was my favorite party game. But we'll see. Next game was a deck building game, and that is Fort by Leader Games, a game in which you start out with a deck of, I don't remember how many cards you start out with, but you start with 2 best friends and a couple other cards, and you are building up your deck. You're playing cards of different suits to get different effects. You're building up toys and pizza in hopes of turning them into upgrade your fort. The more powerful your fort is, the more cards you can hold in your pack and in your lookout, and you are just building up your fort. See who can build up their fort the fastest and accomplish goals the fastest to win the game. And there's a cool mechanic in it with the cards that you don't play during your turn, because you're only allowed to play 1 card or 1 card effect during your turn. So whatever kids you don't play with, they have to go into your yard for your opponents to get the chance to steal them at the end of their turn. It's a fun little mechanic. Fort by Leader Games. Definitely looking forward to playing this some more. Played it a couple times this month. The next game is a trick-taking game in which the colors are imaginary, and that is a Cat in the Box. A Cat in the Box is a game in which you have a deck of cards. All of them are pretty much colorless, but there are 4 colors. There's the red, blue, yellow, and green. Red being the trump suit, and because all of the colors are colorless, you have to declare what color you are playing, and when a color is played, you put one of your markers on that color on the board to show that hey, like I play a 3 of blue, say 3 of blue has been played already, so the next time someone plays a 3, they have to play a color other than blue, and so on. And so you're blocking off colors, and you are trying to avoid being the one that causes a sort of quantum leap or something. I forgot what the name of what the term of it was, but you're trying to be the one that causes a flux in the quantum or something. I forgot what the title of what it is, but you're trying to be the one that not be the first one that can't play a card, because if you're the one that can't play a card, then you're going to lose points during the game. I wasn't very good at winning the tricks myself, but I did do a good job of making sure that I did not be the one to trigger the end of the round. Cat in the Box, a fun little trick-taking game with interesting ideas. Alright, the next one will be a party game by Repos. That is Fun Facts. I had to pick up Fun Facts because I played their other games just one, so Clover. I wanted to get this one and give this one a try as well. So Fun Facts is a game in which you have a card, and on that card there's going to be a prompt with a number, and you have to write the answer with what number, like in general, what time do you go to bed on weeknights, or how long was your longest romantic relationship, or how much do you enjoy celebrating your birthday? And you'll write and say, hey, I like celebrating my birthday this much, as a number 0 through 100. I like celebrating it at 50, and then what you're going to do is everyone's going to flip theirs face down so no one else can see it, and then the start player is going to put theirs in a line, and you have to, when it's your turn, a turn comes around, you have to determine, hey, I think I like celebrating my birthday more than this person, but less than the other person at the table. So, and you're put it right in the middle, or say, hey, I think I like celebrating my birthday the most, or I like celebrating my birthday the least, and then everyone's going to reveal and determine who put theirs in the right spot on the timeline, and we get points based on that. It's a fun little game. I think it's better played with people that you know versus their other games like So Clover and Just One. You can play that with just about anyone. The Fun Facts, you really want to play this with people that you know and know pretty well. That's when you get the best interactions with this game. It does have these cool little plastic things where you can write on. It's dry erase on both sides, and you write your name on one side and you write your answers on the other. And that is Fun Facts. I have two more games I want to talk about. First one is going to be Nidavellir by Hachette. They sent this to me a little while ago for me to try and play with my game group, and I'm very appreciative of that. Nidavellir is a game in which you are you're bidding on and collecting dwarf cards. Dwarfs are going to come in like 5 different races, whether that be warriors or other types. I forget what the names of all the types are, but you are bidding on them, and you are upgrading your bidding coins, and whoever has the highest will get first dibs, kind of like with Falbara. Whoever bids the highest for that particular one gets first dibs, and you are collecting sets of the 5 different types. Each of the 5 types of dwarves score differently. Some score based on however many you have, like an exponential amount, whereas some score points equal to the value, and like the warrior ones, you want to have the most of that type at the end of the game. Also, there are special dwarves that are called heroes, which you can collect when you get a set of one of each of the 5. And every time you get a new set of the 5, you can get one of these new heroes. And totals get really high. Like a lot of games, it's not uncommon for you to get scores in like the 300-400s if you played really well. That is Nidavellir. Not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but definitely a game that I want to get some more plays of. I've played it a couple times already. Definitely a game that shines more at a higher player count. I realize it plays up to 5 out of the box. We played it at 5 and we played it at 3. I think 5 is at higher player counts was better. The last game I want to talk about is a game that's been out for a long time, but I'm finally getting it to the table, and that is Jamaica. Jamaica was out of print for a while, but they brought it back a couple years ago, and I'm happy to finally get it to the table. I have the GameWorks version. I think it's Asmodee now that owns the rights to it. Jamaica is a pirate racing game in which one person is going to roll in 2 dice, 2d6 dice, and they're going to assign one die to be the morning and one to be the night effect, because every card in your deck is going to have two symbols, one on the left side, one on the right, for the day and the night. And everyone's going to have the same deck to start out. They're going to shuffle it, draw 3 cards. Everyone's going to simultaneously pick one to play. And then on your turn, you're going to activate those effects. You're going to be getting food and coins and gunpowder. Food and coins are going to be used to pay when you have to move to a different location, because you're going to be moving forward and backward as well. And then gunpowder, because whenever you land on a spot with another player on it, you are going to be battling them. You're going to roll the die. Whoever has the highest number is going to get to steal one of their hulls, whether that be whatever they have, like whether that be food, treasure, or gunpowder. And you want to be the first to get to back around to Port Royal, because you're racing around the island of Jamaica. You don't necessarily win if you're the first one, because first person that gets to Port Royal gets to get 15 coins, and then everyone else gets or loses coins based on how far behind they were at the end of the game. And then whoever has the most gold coins wins the game. That is Jamaica. It's a fun game. It plays up to 6. I definitely think it's more fun with the more people. This is another game that I think plays best at the higher player counts. Jamaica. So those are the games I played in November that I wanted to talk about that were brand new to me. Definitely some really good ones. I definitely got to play some old favorites. I know in December we have some more games scheduled to be played. I'm excited to play those for sure. But also, once January rolls around, I'm going to be doing my top 50, top 100, one of the two, like I do every year. So please stay tuned for that. Please stay tuned to more content I have in December. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a great rest of your day.